I'm ready. We can start. I love your
Okay.
hair too.
Thank you. I got to switch it up every now and then.
I see you, girlfriend.
All right. Well, this weekend you're coming to the Funny Bone. They finally switched the website. It's kc.funnybone.com. So make sure you get your tickets to go see Earthquake.
Yes, yes, yes. I love Kansas City. I've been coming in for so long. I can't tell you what KC means to me. One of my best friends, rest in peace, Derek Thomas. I used to come there with Neil back way when Kansas City had Mr. 58 and Smith and Stanford Comedy Club down in Westport. And I always Gates barbecue. I always got to stop by that. They bring barbecue to the shows, man. So Kansas City is means a lot. I just wish my football team could do as well as y'all's. Not what happened last in the Super
Who's
Bowl,
your
but
football team?
my football team is the Washington Commanders. We got Baby Jesus with JD5, so we're back. Matter of fact, I just booked my ticket last night for me and my fiance and my brother. We're going to Madrid, Spain, when they play the Miami Dolphins, week 11.
Okay, so I know that the official schedule is coming out for the Chiefs. I saw we're playing Christmas Day here and then also Thanksgiving in Texas against the Cowboys. But we're going to Brazil, and that's where all my family is. So, well, I think we're going to Brazil. I'm not quite sure yet if they're going to be playing in Brazil, but I have plans to go visit my family, and I'm going to go to Brazil to see our Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, but make sure you bring your offensive line with you.
We will be there. It's a new season, and we are coming for the Super Bowl.
I think they just sacked Patrick Mahomes one more time, for good's sake.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it. So, although you're not with the Chiefs, you're kind of like an honorary Kansas Citian because all the things that you name, like you have to know Kansas City to know Kansas City.
Well, I love Kansas City. I mean, it's been instrumental in my career. I always come to Kansas City. Like I said, man, one of my best friends was Derek Thomas, and yeah, he was early in my career. So I love Kansas City. I always look forward to coming to Kansas City.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you. You'll be here on Friday and then also on Saturday. Again, get your tickets at kcfunnybone.com. So, do you feel like this year has been flying by because we're like halfway over May, about to be into June?
Yes, we are, man. I mean, things are. The hell happened? Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Something happened. Yes, it is flying by. May 29th is my birthday.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
yeah, and I have a Netflix special that I'm filming on the 28th in Atlanta. So it's a halfway through, and I'm looking for the summer. But time don't wait for nobody, girlfriend.
It
These
doesn't wait for anybody.
You used to wait for your birthday. Now I'm like, it's here again.
It's here again. Okay, so I thought that you just recorded a special on the 18th in Atlanta.
No, we're gonna do it the 28th
The
of
20th.
this month.
Okay.
Yes, at the Buckhead Theater. Two shows on the night, of course, with my good friend Dave Chappelle. His production company is doing it, and the great one, Mr. Stan Lathan, as director. I seen him last night when we went over rehearsals on some of the material I'm gonna be doing. So I will be in Kansas City. You get to see the special early because I'm gonna be
That's what I was
working
going to
on it
say.
this weekend. Yes, I'm gonna be
People
working
better
on it.
show up because you'll be working out your material and it's kind of like a peek before it drops on Netflix, right?
Exactamundo. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Okay, so what special is this? Like what number?
In totality, I think it's my sixth for the great platform of Netflix. It'll be my second.
Okay, so I do know that everybody has to go to the Funny Bone to see what you're going to be talking about, but can you give us like maybe a sneak peek at May? Is there like a certain topic? Is it what makes it different from all the other specials?
Well, I mean, growth, the mature in the content. But Earthquake, I don't have a set theme. I just throw as many jokes as possible till the time is up. I don't believe elongated jokes. And I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it too, especially when you're coming to town Friday and Saturday. But so what's the difference between Earthquake when you first came out? Because you've been in the game for a very long time. What's the difference between Earthquake back then and Earthquake 2025?
Um, if I had to put one word about it, stability. I actually now take my craft. This is my job. This is my career. When I first started, it was just, it was an epiphany. It was just something I was doing. I never came to the realization this is what I'd be doing. You just stumble into it. You're like, well, what my real purpose eventually will come, and I'll get out of this and go find out really. But then 10 years later came, and 20 years later, I said, well, God, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be, a clown. So let's embrace it.
So, speaking of getting out of this, you were once in the military and you thought that your career was military, like you're going to stay in it, and then you decided to leave. What gave you the courage to say, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to try this comedy thing out?
Well, what made me personally get out the military and try something else, the war broke out. So I told them, I don't mind practicing for war, but y'all fighting for real.
Right.
So I ain't going to Gaza. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the Israeli soldiers and all that. But you can't get me in no war zone. No, no, no. Because see, if you look historically, with all due respect, is after the war is over, then our country become allies with the people that we was fighting, and you're dead. And the only thing what happens is your family get a flag and say thank you for your contribution. And now you're doing trade wars and money and the rest of it. So, I have always had that mentality that, for it to actually for me to physically fight for my country has to be physically in danger, not the opinion of someone who's sitting in an Oval Office or sitting in or sitting in Congress or sitting in any office feeling this is best for we to have this fight with these people. And they're not fighting. If I'm a fight, everybody got to fight. You ain't just sending me.
So, with your comedy, though, since you served in the military and everything, do you touch on political topics often? Because I know that's something that people either tiptoe around or they just grab it by the horns. Is that something that you're okay with touching
Oh
on?
yeah, oh yeah. The disparity, the hypocrisy. That's what's going on with our administration right now. You must talk about it. To sit here and saying you're not allowing certain immigrants to come into this country, but yet you give a green light to white South Africans, and give them the green light, and people who don't look like you, the majority of this country who's the majority, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, people that share their pigmentation, is looked at that they was being discriminated against, and they need to come over here and get all the benefits that this great country has to offer. And then you have other people, such in the military, for the Afghans that was helping out in another war that you stayed in for 20 years that was translators and helping out soldiers, but you won't allow them to come to this country. And they went through all the process, they went through all the procedures, but the president that we have now held up their transition to be able to come here and gave it to another people that was the minority doing apartheid that owned the whole country. And you have the mitigated goal to sit here and say they're being discriminated against and they're done wrong. So of course I'm gonna talk about that.
And I see you got a lot to say about it. My goodness.
Of course I'm gonna say about it.
You want to know what? If you're educated in something, you need to spread the education to other people who might not be as educated.
Well, not only educated about it, stand on it. If you have preferential treatment or preferential preferences, just speak on it. But don't tell me it's equal when it's plainly not. And then if it's not equal, tell me what's the distinction between the two, and stand on it. That's all I say. I say that to anybody. If it's human nature. You know, I mean, attractive women don't want to pay for their own drinks. They don't want to stand in line. That's why they got ladies' night. You know what I mean? And stand on it. I tell beautiful women all the time, you have nothing to be shamed for. What God has blessed you with is how you use it, which you have to be held accountable for it. That's all.
Very true. Speaking of how you use certain things, how do you feel about, I always like to ask the seasoned comedians about social media and how it's changed the game, because I feel like social media has ruined a lot of things, but it's also made a lot of things better. Even in TV and radio, we've seen, the whole shift of it. In your opinion and in your career right now, how do you feel about social media and how it's impacted the comedy game?
I think it's a tool. I think it's just another tool in your toolbox. I don't think it is the total tool. Like I tell comedians all the time, it's not how many followers you have, it's how many comedians you can follow. You must be proficient in this job. And the only way you can be proficient in comedy, you must get on that stage. And that's something you can't omit or get away from. And um, a lot of times people have a lot of followers and it doesn't translate over to ticket sales, nor does it do for viewership if you're blessed enough to have a TV show.
Right.
So, I think it's just a tool. You should use it like any other tool that's in your toolbox, metaphorically speaking, but it shouldn't be the end all of be all.
Well, the end all be all is you got to have real talent to make sure that you can sell those tickets, like how you'll be doing this weekend at the Funny Bone up at Zona Rosa.
No, it's outside. That just
Zona
sounds,
Rosa.
no, that's outside. Yeah, I like that.
Well, we're very excited to see you Friday, Saturday. Make sure you get your tickets, kc.funnybone.com. He's going to be working out some new material for the new Netflix special that's coming up. You're going to get the sneak peek. Anything else that you need people to know about you that you have coming out?
I'm a book on. I'm working on a book. I'm also working on my TV show. It's the best break I ever had in my career. I'm just waiting for them to announce it. And I'm getting married in August.
Congratulations. How long have you guys been together?
We're going on our 6 years.
6 years. Is
Yeah,
it a big wedding, a small wedding? What you gonna do?
huge wedding because I want everybody I know to hear her say these words. I want them all of them to say. So I want the world to hear what she says. So I'm looking forward to it. The best thing um, is just a beautiful thing, man. To actually find that beautiful black woman that makes you a better man, that enhances you who you are. It's just a blessing. I never thought it would come to fruition. I never thought that. I always knew it exists, but I never knew that it would actually happen, and it has. So I'm so happy and blessed that it did come to have a person to make this ride with me. And I always told people, I was always one good black woman for making it. And since I made it, now I'm making it.
Look
So it
at
is. You
you.
know what I'm saying? It's
You're
a
the
beautiful thing.
definition of that song. Never knew love like
Like this before,
never
never
knew.
knew, never knew. Yeah, Stephanie Mills, that's my fan. Never knew, love, never knew.
So now that you found love, are you one of those people now that you feel like you have to set people up with like somebody that you know is single because you want them to find? No?
No, ain't no Cupid over here because I
Okay.
don't want to be responsible if it don't work out. And
Okay.
and if it don't work out now, you got to pick between which friend you still gonna be cool with and the whole not. No, 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 no. I don't get involved with it. I don't want to know about it. If y'all get together, please tell me about it after y'all did it on your own.
There we
Because
go.
I don't want that responsibility. No, no, and no.
All right. So finding love for all Earthquakes friends, they're on their own. But hey, they could find love at your show this weekend, right?
Well, you old dudes better find somebody out here in these streets. That's what they make sidewalks for. Come on onto them streets before you get hit by a car, Charlie. Come on in, come on over here and find you somebody. Stop being scared. And I honestly believe this from the bottom of my heart. this money and these situations are going to be very hard in the next 4 years. And your most valuable possession that you have is your time, and who you spend it with, who you exchange your time with for your standard of living is going to be very important. And you don't have time to be out here spending it with non-money making females. That's all.
There we go. Well, shout out to the money making ladies out there. Make sure you show
Yeah.
see Earthquake this weekend. Earthquake, I always appreciate my time speaking to you. Anything else you want to leave the people with?
Oh, yeah, you can follow me at The Real Earthquake. If you want free tickets to see me this weekend, just slide in my DM. I only have one stipulation for all my free tickets. I'm all out of men tickets. So if you're a man, don't slide in my DM. I don't get down like that.
Okay, you heard that, ladies. Go ahead, slide in them DMs if you want some free tickets to go see Earthquake. But the money
Yes.
ladies, they can buy their own tickets.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with a hookup.
Hey,
Hookup
if
gets
it's
you a lot of places.
look, I say if it's free, it's me. So I'm there.
Look at God.
Earthquake, I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, and we're excited to see you here in Kansas City.
Thank you very much. In Kansas City, I can't wait to see you. God bless you. Stay beautiful, sister.
Thank
See
you.
you.
I'll talk to
All
you later.
right.
See you this
All
weekend.
right. Bye-bye.